Welcome to the Power Play on Around the Wicket. This is a special social media segment where you ask the questions and I get the answers from the experts. And we've had one in Callum Ferguson and Aaron Finch on the best overseas ground to play at. I've got to say, recently at the World Cup, we got the privilege to go and host at Dharamshala, which was absolutely phenomenal. Stunning on a clear, crisp day.
Unbelievable.
But I've obviously never been out there in the middle. So what are you going with, Finchy?
I've got two grounds to pick from. One is the Oval in London. I've had so many great memories there. Played for Surrey for 4 years as well. And the other one is Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. I think that is the atmosphere in there is something different. If they could just turn the temperature dial down a little bit, it'd be nice. But both amazing grounds to play at.
Virat Kohli bringing up that record-breaking
Oh
ton in the semi-final. That crowd was unbelievable this evening. What about you, Ferg?
Yeah, probably a couple as well. Dharamshala was one of mine. I just absolutely love that ground. Just the views are extraordinary. And
Finch is very popular with the locals there as well.
Yeah, I'll bet he is. But Lords is the other one for me, having played there. It's just the traditional ground. It's the one.
Oh, well done, mate. You picked the most obvious one in the world.
Always the one as a kid. Oh, yeah, well, okay. No worries. You're not happy with that, mate? You didn't like playing at Lords?
I love the lunches more. I love the lunches.
Honestly, you could literally a la carte menu in the lunchroom.
What's your other one? What's your other ground?
Yeah, Dharamshala was the other one.
Oh, okay.
I just love the amount of passive-aggressive mates going on. Mate. Also Hobart, by the way. I know we're picking overseas ones, but when it comes to food, the food at Hobart is top-notch. It's like a really good spread at Christmas at your auntie or uncle's place. On that note, dangerous batters, we need to move on. In T20 cricket, who's the most dangerous batter in the world at the moment, Ferg?
Oh, there's so many great players out there. Look, I think someone like a Travis Head going into this T20 World Cup, such a big-time player. We get into another big tournament at the end of this or towards the back end of the Australian winter here. I think he's going to be the most dangerous player at that tournament.
Oh, Jake Fraser McGurk for me, like just the way that he plays. Yes, it's high risk. Yes, you have to take the good with the bad. But for me, I think anyone who can hit sixes from ball one and keep going, a lot of times the guys get off the flyer, then they pull back. He just keeps the foot flat to the floor, and that excites me. Also frustrates me playing with him at times.
Do we have to get him into the Australian T20 side for the World Cup?
Definitely in the squad. Definitely in the squad.
Go.
All right, you're not the host. Throw it back to me.
No, I'm going to try and get as much out of him as I can.
Mate.
I thought he was going to drop a champ on me.
You never want a champ or a take care. Take care, Ferg. Intent, the balance between being positive and being reckless. And off the back of the conversation about Jake Fraser McGurk, it's quite perfect. How do you strike that balance?
Yeah, it's really interesting. You know, at what point does it become all about what does the team need now? How do you switch your momentum? How do you rise and fall through the gears? That's what every player strives for, particularly in T20 cricket. If Jake Fraser McGurk gets that right, he'll be number one in T20 cricket in the world very, very quickly. It's just a matter of players like Finchy and past players helping him along the way. He's got Glenn Maxwell with him over the next few years. Hopefully, he'll be the perfect man to help show him the way.
Yeah, maybe if we can get Glenn Maxwell over to the Melbourne Renegades too, that just playing together.
Oh, hang on.
So
heard it here first.
There's one to think about. I think game awareness is the one thing that you have to just take into account all the time. It's one thing to be positive and at times over positive, over aggressive, but when you get the opportunity to win a game or assess a situation, you have to be brave enough to play a different style of game. That might be against how you want to play, but how the game dictates you play is the most important thing.
So if you were going to assess this power play, what was his intent? Was it aggressive, or how do you feel about Ferg's performance here?
Now, Ferg's always immaculately presented and he does it well.
He's crawling his way back now.
I was probably overly aggressive.
Grovelling. I like the Finch aggressive play.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
It's always been his way.
Good band.
Great questions. Make sure you get them in for next week as well. We'll be back again after the T20 internationals up against the Windies and ahead of the New Zealand series. Champ, mate, it's been great. See you next time, buddy.